Welcome everyone to the Power in Your Voice podcast. I am your host, Linda, where we'll be talking about life experience and how it's meant to keep you moving. Often we get up and we mask our hurt and our pain. Yes, that's what I said, life experience. We all have them. So we're going to learn here to deal with our issues and achieve goals because every power has a story. Welcome back to the Power in Your Voice family. Y'all, you know it's always my pleasure to come and be with you on Saturday mornings. Y'all, today I have the pleasure of having Jalen back. Jalen, say hello to the family.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, that's Jalen. She is back just for a minute. Yes, so I'm going to enjoy this time. I also have my husband back with me again. Come on, Daniel, say hello.
Hello.
All right, you have heard it from Daniel. Y'all, last week we were talking about stop punishing yourself. And I told you that would be a part 2. I had Coach Rhonda on here and she was talking, giving us some points. Y'all, this week I want you to remember this. You are predestined to win. Never forget who you are and your promise. That's what we talked about last week. We gave you some 3 points. We talked about having clarity. We talked about you need to list things and you need to make action on that. So we're going to move on to part 2. Part 2 is going to help me to get to where I need to finish and stop punishing myself. Yes, that's what I said. This is what we're going to do. I want to ask a question right at the beginning. Why is it so easy to punish yourself when things go wrong? Why is it easy to punish yourself, Jalen, when things go wrong? Why do you think that?
That's a good question, and it really makes you self-reflect on why do I punish myself so hard? Why am I so hard on myself? And I think a lot of the factors that play into that is it's so easy to compare ourselves to other people and what we see them doing or what we see they have, that it makes us start to question, well, maybe I'm not doing enough or maybe I'm not doing it right. So now we begin to punish ourselves because of what we see other people have instead of being grateful for what we have and what we've already accomplished.
Wow, you said a mouthful. Learning, y'all, we're not even grateful for what we have because we're always so busy looking at everyone else's things. Daniel, what do you have to say about that? Why is it so easy to punish yourself when things are going wrong?
I think because we are our own easy target.
Wow.
So if we're our own easy target, what that means is that we find ourselves to blame for everybody else's mistake. And so when something like that happens, the first person in sight is yourself. And so it sounds crazy, but why would you always blame yourself for somebody else's failure? Or why would you blame yourself for something that you couldn't achieve or didn't achieve? So, we just got to get past blaming ourselves for issues.
Yeah, that's a true statement. My goodness, we got to get past this. I want that punishment to stop. Jalen, when we talk about punishment, what do punishment mean to you?
So when I think about punishment, I think about when I was a kid and I used to get in trouble and my parents used to put me on punishment. So then that means that I couldn't go outside and play with my friends, or they was going to take my iPod away from me for what felt like forever for me, because that was my way to communicate with my friends outside of school. So to me, when I think about punishment, it takes me back to my childhood and the consequences that I had to deal with for an action that I made.
Wow. Now you talked about consequences. Say that's what we have. We have consequences when we punish ourselves. That's a delay. Yeah. We feel like something has been taken away when we punish ourselves, when all we have to do is get back on track. Because the reason why you looked at punishment like that, that is something you had done. Yes. Y'all, I'm telling you, when you start talking about punishment, you realize that there is something that has happened in your life that you feel like is being taken away from you. Well, I want you to know that your dreams, your destiny, your vision, it is not taken away. So that's why we're saying stop punishing yourself. And I want to ask another question. Why do you punish yourself rather than adjusting? Yes, adapting to the flow to go with the new things. You have to even adjust time. What do you say about that, Jalen?
So actually, I have this workout app, and I went in there today, and it gives a new quote every day. And I really like the quote that it gave today. It says, "I already know what it feels like to give up. So what happens when I don't?"
Ooh.
And that quote, it really stuck with me. I thought about it for a while, because it's so easy to give up and go back to what's comfortable instead of making those, instead of adapting to what changes you have to make in order to continue to move forward and progress towards your goals.
That's great, Jalen. Come on, Daniel, tell me something.
Well, I'm like Jalen. The thing about it is that when you talk about punishing yourself and not giving up and being inspired to keep moving forward, I guess it's just like for the military, you got to be self-motivated. If you're not self-motivated, then you'll find yourself stopping in the middle of the race saying, why am I doing this? You have to know your why. And you have to know the reason that you're doing it. So stay focused and know your why, and you can not punish yourself.
I like that. Know your why. So instead of saying, why do you punish yourself? Hey, know why things are happening in my life. Learning how to go in and do those 3 points that we gave last week. Knowing how to clarify, know how to list, and know how to make action to those things. So here we go. Punishment is something that holds us back. And I want to push us forward. Yes. So what I want to do is I want to talk about be grateful. Be grateful for where you are, but still pushing forward to what you know you need to do or need to be. Keep pushing. Be grateful for where you are. That's my first point. Be grateful for where you are, but still pushing towards, what you need to be. That's what I want to leave with the first point. What do you say, Daniel, about being grateful?
Grateful is not arrogant. And so when you say grateful, that means you're in a spirit of humbleness. And sometimes we get gratefulness confused with humbleness and arrogance. And so being arrogant doesn't get you anywhere, but being grateful will take you a lot of places. And that's what I have to say.
I like that, being grateful. The next thing that I would like for you to do, I know you need a plan. And if you have a plan, you must have a vision. So I want to talk about this vision board right here because you're going to need it. This is why I brought Daniel in today, because I want him to talk about what that vision board is, because I'm telling you, you need a plan and you need that vision. Come on, tell me a little bit about this vision board.
So what exactly is a vision board? A vision board is a physical collection of items such as pictures, magazine clippings, words, and quotes that visually affirm your goals and dreams. That means when you put all this together, you put this somewhere where you can see it daily. So if you forget what your goal is, if you forget what your dreams are, if you forget what you're striving to do, all you have to do is look at that vision boards. Because you should have magazine clippings, you should have quotes on them, and you should have something on there to inspire you to move to the next level or to watch your dream come true.
I like how you explained that vision board. You gave them something to look forward to, what they want. That is not something that someone else has a vision for, but that is your vision. Put it down. The Bible tells us, write the vision, make it plain, make your vision plain. Last but not least, never allow anything to stop you from going in the right direction. I love that piece right there. Jalen, come on, give me a little bit on that.
Well, first of all, how easy is it to not go in the right direction? There's so many different opportunities to get off course that it's hard to know whether you're right or you're wrong, because it's like, well, if I do this, it could lead to this outcome, but if I do this, it could lead to this outcome. So that goes back to knowing your why, and you have to know why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you get off course, say you're going to point B, but then you end up all the way over here at point F, and that's where you weren't even intending to go. So you have to always make sure you understand where you're going and why you're going there to help you stay on course.
I like that, Jalen. This is why we will ask ourselves questions. We'll ask ourselves questions like this here. What is my purpose? And how do I go about to get it? Yes, there was a lot of questions that we asked because I want you to ponder and I want you to get to where you need to get and stop punishing yourself and make your vision plain. It is always been my pleasure to come and be with you on this Saturday morning. I want to thank Jalen for being with me. I want to thank my husband Daniel for being with me. I pray that you have gotten something that's so phenomenal out of this, and punishment will go away and joy will come, and you will learn how to be grateful. You will know your goals and your plans, and you will never allow anything to stop you from going in the right direction. Until next week, I'll be talking with you. Have a blessed week. Peace out. I would like to thank you for tuning in to this podcast today. Remember, if your situation is not challenged, it cannot change. If this conversation has been a blessing to you, hit me up on my social media in the link below. I would love to hear from you. Also, take a second to share this podcast with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your associates. Everybody is welcome to the Power in Your Voice family. Looking forward to talking to you next Saturday.